The third method, the third mode that we have done in the previous class is called as point to multipoint non-broadcast. The difference is the neighbors or manual configuration of neighbor, and then no DR, BDR. The timers are same for all these three. The timer is 30 and 120. It's the same. Now we are entering into these two things. This two is not something new for us. This two is same like what you used to have a normal broadcast. Listen carefully. If you have three routers, connected through a Ethernet link, what will be the network type? I have drawn the question I have drawn here. If you have these three routers connected through a layer 2 switch via Ethernet wire, what is the network type on this interface? Oh, ఏమంది? Ethernet. Correct. In broadcast, what is the timer? 10 and 40, isn't it? My friend, forget about the frame relay. Please focus on what I'm speaking. Forget about NBMA. Just focus on what I'm speaking. You got Ethernet and you got layer 2 switch. What is the network type? Broadcast. You said correct. You're right. And the timer is 10, the hello time, and the dead time is 40. That's the timer. And there is going to be a DR, BDR election, correct? Okay, now, if you want, listen carefully to my words. If you want this experience, oh no, this experience in this NBMA, I repeat, if you want your NBMA to have the same behavior that you saw here, if you want this behavior in NBMA, you have frame relay, right? It is NBMA. And you have serial. But you want to have this experience, then you need to go and change the network type as broadcast. Did you understand what I'm speaking? You're silent makes me to think that you don't understand. Did you understand what I'm saying? You didn't understand. Listen. Usually in this environment, what will be the timer? 30 and 120. But if you wish to have 10 and 40, then you go and change the mode as broadcast. So not only the timer is going to be changed, there will be a DR, BDR, same like what you used to have in the broadcast. See, this is not really a broadcast environment, but OSPF creates the environment same like a broadcast environment. In reality, it is not really a broadcast environment. It is a frame relay NBMA environment. But you want to have a broadcast experience. In that case, you have to go and say network type is broadcast. Let me quickly show you that. I'll go to R1 now. Right now, I'm going to remove the OSPF. No router OSPF. Sorry, no route, no IP route. Likewise, okay, so I have configured routing back, but I need to put OSPF. Interface loopback 0, IP OSPF 1 area 0, interface serial 1/0, done. Do show history, uh, do show history. This is very funny. It's okay. IP OSPF area 0. Okay. Now we got the OSPF, but because of frame relay, show frame relay map, because you have frame relay in the middle, the neighbors won't come. There's no neighbor. The reason is the network type is it's an older configuration. I need to remove from the serial interface. Okay, anyway, neighbor need to be manually configured in point to multi-point non-broadcast. This type, the third one. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to. Are you listening? I'm going to switch to broadcast. Okay, I'm going to switch to broadcast on all the other routers. I'm saying broadcast, and the neighbor should dynamically get discovered. Yes or no? In broadcast type, usually when you do OSPF in Ethernet environment, so I'm expecting neighbor to get dynamically discovered, and I'm also expecting a DR-BDR election, because in a normal broadcast environment, we used to see DR-BDR. Show IP OSPF interface brief. OSPF is running. You see, DR other. OSPF neighbor. Look at this. It's on the way. So there is a DR-BDR election. Extra state DR. Who is the DR now? Router 4 is the DR. Okay. Now we can see router 3 is the DR. And router 4 is a BDR. And the timer is 40-second dead timer. Show IP OSPF interface serial 1/0. Even though you have an NBMA, you have experience of broadcast network, isn't it? How do you say in Telugu? How do you say in Telugu what I said? Even though it is an NBMA network, you get the experience of broadcast. ఎలా చెప్పాలి చెప్పండి. Not enough. I need more. Broadcast experience కావాలంటే we need to configure the network type as broadcast. Timer, timer, timer. It's not just the timer. The entire behavior of broadcast. Timer, timer plus. Not only timer, neighbor forming, DRBDR election, anta broadcast. Avuna. Yes. In an abnormal situation, you get a normal experience. In a non-broadcast environment, broadcast experience you can find here when you change it as broadcast. Interesting language, Telugu. Yeah, my children speak, but I don't speak. Yeah, my children speak. Let's continue. So we have seen the broadcast experience in a non-broadcast environment. So this is one option. What is this next one? Next one is something unique, point to point. You see, one of your neighbor is in different network. Let's say 192.168.0.4. You understand? You don't have same subnet. Now you need a sub interface. You're going to break this physical interface into two interfaces, sub interface, and you need to have an IP address in the subnet. In this situation, you will go with this type called point to point. Did you understand in which scenario you need point to point in an NBMA? Whenever you have different subnets in the branches. Did you understand that? Now, let me go to router 4 and say interface serial 1/0, IP address 192.168.0.4. If I put this address, it will override the old address. Do you agree? Yeah. So I'm going to configure point to point. The reason why I want to configure point to point is I have different subnets in the branches. This is 192, this is 10. In that case, see 192 is configured on router 4 and show IP is show run interface serial 1/0. I would like to remove this network type broadcast from here. And I have to say IP OSPF network type point to point. Okay, only in this situation you will go with point to point. In a normal point to point, what do you expect? In a normal point to point, will there be a DRBDR election? Please answer. In a normal, this is not normal, this is frame relay environment. In a normal point to point environment, we don't have DRBDR, isn't it? So what you will see is these two will form neighbor, point to point neighbor, and there won't be DRBDR. And the timer will be 10 and 40. And then the adjacency state will be full state, no DRBDR. Likewise, This is going to be another neighbor with the same thing. uh, But it's not truly a point-to-point environment. You know, it's a frame relay. But in a frame relay environment, if you wish to have this point-to-point experience, you can go with this option. Now, let us now go to router 4 and check whether I have configured. Okay, I have configured. Now, let's verify this by typing show run interface serial 1/0. Then it is point-to-point. Now, I would like to go to router 3, show run interface serial 1/0. I'll remove this. And I'll say IP OSPF network type point to that. What did it say? Okay. Proceed hello 1/0 network type doesn't matter. See, on R1 that is not the network type. It is okay. Now, as of now, it is okay. Now I'll go to router 1 side, and from the serial 1/0 interface, I need to remove the IP address. You know why? Because this physical interface is now need to be divided into two, so that I can put this one in one of the sub interface, and I can put this one in another sub interface. So you need to create sub interface. I'm going to create sub interface. See, if you see now, show IP interface brief, there is no IP address on serial 1/0. I removed it. The interface should be up. It is up. Interface serial 1/0. No shutdown should be there. It is already up. I'm just doing to make sure it is not down. Next is creating the sub interface. I'm going to create sub interface like .1 point to point. You understand? This is how you create sub interface. And I put the IP address 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.0. Now, very important thing is, because it's a sub interface, you need to write a frame relay map. Frame relay interface DLCI. What is the DLCI of the upper path? 103. Very good. That's it. That's all. 103. Enter. And likewise, create another sub interface 1.2 0.2. This is 104, and the IP address will be 192.168.0.1. And now on this interface, I also need to say IP OSPF network type point to point. Likewise, interface serial 1/0.1, I have to say point to point. Done. Let me show you what I have configured. Show run interface serial 1/0. In 1/0, I have to remove this first. Okay, now I need to say .1 and see. Okay, .1 is a point to point. And 103 is right. Let me try pinging 10.0.0.2. This ping should happen. If not, I need to fix something. See, it's not happening. Sorry, not 2, 3. 3 should ping. 3 on the other side. 3. Okay, it's pinging. So, which means frame relay is good. Likewise, I also want to ping 192.168.0.4. I need to fix this. Something is not okay. Show IP interface brief. 192.168.0.1. Show frame relay map. I can see here the sub interface point to point 103 looking good. They are active. One minute. Yeah, this one I'm going to do next. Show IP OSPF interface brief. Before that, I want to see that everything is perfect. I did not enable OSPF yet. That's right. Interface serial 1/0.1. The reason why I did not go to router 3 and 4 is it's a physical interface. They can discover the frame relay map dynamically like before. IP OSPF 1 area 0. Area 0, 0. You see, the neighbor has come automatically. And will not be any DR BDR election. Yeah, but there is some issue with the router 4 because when I try pinging this address, the ping is not going. I'll go to router 4. Show. This looks good. Show run. 92168 encapsulation frame relay pointer. Show frame relay map. If map is there, oh, this is a wrong entry. It's an old entry, okay? It's an old entry. From router 4, what is the address it should go? Not 192. It should be not 10 dot. It should be 192. So clear frame relay map. Inverse up. Interface serial 1/0. Not necessary. Show frame relay map. Let's wait for the discovery to happen. The discovery will happen soon. Otherwise, we have to manually give. I can also give manually. I'll go to interface serial 1/0 and say frame relay IP. Frame relay map IP. See, these are all frame relay. If you don't understand it, it's okay. I think I already see a neighbor. No need. Let us check. I see a neighbor going down, but still. Oh, sorry, it does not come. Let us give manually. If it is a real frame relay, it would have come by now. But no problem. Frame relay IP. Frame relay map IP. In order to go to 192.168.0.1, use the DLCA number 401. Broadcast. That's it. Show frame relay map. I have written it statically and it is active. Let me try pinging this address now. Good. If this pings, then look at this. Neighbor has come up. Oh no, neighbor has expired. Now neighbor has come. Loading to full. It took some time, but it has come now. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Look at this. There is no DR BDR. Yeah, and let's see the timer. Show interface serial 1/0.1. Show IP OSPF. You can see here it is point to point. The timers are 10 and 40. Yeah. There is no DRB direction. So even though it is an NBMA network, you have point-to-point experience. We have seen two things today. In the previous class, we did the first three. We did non-broadcast, point to multi-point, and point to multi-point non-broadcast. These three things. Today we have finished these two. This two is giving you a LAN and point-to-point experience in a non-broadcast environment. If you watch this video one more time after this class, when I upload, you will get more clear picture of what OSPF NBMA network type modes are. Two videos, this video and the previous video. Right, we'll meet in our next class.